Hello everybody, this is TipTop MTG here today with another Magic the Gathering video. In today's video, I want to talk about the possibilities of double masters coming to MTG Arena. Now, this is just one video in a series where I talk about how paper-only products for Magic the Gathering could come to MTG Arena. Generally, I don't think these products will come to MTG Arena, I just want to talk about what it would look like if they did. Now, before I can break down how I think Double Masters will be added to MTG Arena, I have to talk about what Double Masters is. Double Masters is the first Master set for Magic the Gathering since Ultimate Masters. It is meant to be a reprint product. It consists of all reprints, and is meant to take some cards that are high in price and bring them down in price. Now, what's the theme of Double Masters? Well, it's doubling, and so there are going to be 2 rares per pack, 2 foils, and 2 box toppers. Now, how could this be introduced into MTG Arena? And that's the purpose of this quick little video, is to talk about how it could be done. Now, there are many ways this could be done. One way is similar to Jumpstart, where they add all of the cards to Arena in Historic as a set, and then swap out some of the too powerful cards with other cards. We saw this with Jumpstart, where they replaced Lightning Bolt with Lightning Strike. It's just 1 more mana, it's just a slightly worse version. Now, normally these videos talk about how they'd actually implement it, like you'd be able to buy a pack for 1,000 gems or 1,000 gold. But with Double Masters, it's a very generic set. It's just a set, maybe you would get 2 rares, but there's not that much to talk about in terms of the actual set. So how would the cards being added be added? Because at this point, even just the few cards that I have revealed, they are way too powerful for the current Historic meta. And so, one way would be to add them and just replace all the cards that are too powerful. But the issue is, I have a feeling that a majority of the set would be too powerful for Arena, because they're reprinting the most expensive cards, which are the ones that are the most powerful in general. So the issue is, many of the cards revealed are too powerful, and I don't expect that to stop as they reveal more cards. So, is it practical to add Double Masters to MTG Arena? No, and I think that's the reason why Pioneer Masters is already revealed to come out this year. It'll fill the void that not having Double Masters causes. But you'll notice this video is a bit longer, and that's because I still want to talk about the idea of it being added to the game, because as of now, they haven't said no, although they also haven't said yes. Historic is not nearly as powerful as some other formats such as Modern, and especially Legacy and Vintage, and for now, I think that's the point. But why? If the goal is to have Historic and Pioneer running at the same time, why not have Historic majorly differentiate itself from Pioneer? There are many people who are just like, Historic is just Pioneer with less cards, but that's not the intention. Historic is meant to be MTG Arena's legacy. So, I think that doing, how do you have Historic differentiate itself from Pioneer? I think that doing that slowly is a good idea, but adding Double Masters would be like doing it all at once, which would probably cause the end of the format. Imagine if you took the power level standard and then dropped the power 9 into it. That would be insane. You would need to work up to power 9. Now, I'm not saying you'd ever want the power 9 standard, but my point is, if you want to reach a power level, it would be insane to just instantly go to that power level. So I think by adding Double Masters, which will have all these insane cards, it would be a little bit too fast. And I think Jumpstart is a perfect example of this. There are some powerful cards in there to slowly creep up the power level, but it's not just immediately, here are all the most powerful cards ever. And the cards that are the most powerful were removed for the most part. So just keep that in mind. But what if we wanted to add what if we wanted to add Double Masters? What if, there was a format that could support it? So what if we had a Legacy Historic that added cards from every paper release? So every paper release would be added to Arena, and this is highly improbable, but this would slowly build up the card pool on Arena and make it easier in the future to add sets. They said the rules engine works by learning cards, and it kind of gets smarter. So by adding in just cards from these random side products, it would make it much easier to add sets in the future. It also allows them to make more money off of paper products that normally don't go onto Arena, like Double Masters or Commander Precons. Now, this is all crazy, and I understand that. Why have Legacy Historic when Historic is meant to be that format? And that's a fair point, but the issue is that Historic has been established, and by making such major additions, it would cause problems, unlike starting a new format that you can set the expectation of from the start. But this is kind of a confusing solution, and I should probably be avoided. We don't need another new format on Arena. It's just maybe Historic could use something like a, double masters to boost the power level, because on top of being, too similar to Pioneer, a lot of people say it's too similar to Standard, only having 4 extra sets and a couple Historic anthologies. Now, Jumpstart obviously changed that, which is a good thing. Now, I think Jumpstart is a good sign, and the fact that Amonkhet Remastered is coming out in August, I think is actually a sign that this isn't happening. Generally they want sets to be released around the same time on MTG Arena and in paper. So the fact that they already have a huge set release coming out on MTG Arena in August makes it seem highly unlikely that this will ever happen. So again, I don't think this is actually going to happen. I just think it's interesting to think about how would they do it. If someone came up to you and you were working at Wizards and they were like, make Double Masters happen on MTG Arena, how would you do it? But, we've established that adding the cards to Historic wouldn't work. Making a new format would be too complex and cause backlash, so what are the options? Well, most Master sets have a pretty good limited environment. Double Masters could be added as a limited experience, either as Phantom or rewarding the cards with the promise that one day they will be a part of a format on Arena. I know this is kind of a stretch, oh yes, draft these cards that you can't use, but one day they'll be in a format on Arena, and maybe there's a format called Anything Goes or whatever, and you can just play with any card that's on Arena, which is what Historic is meant to be, and that might cause some confusion there, but this adds cards for Direct Challenge. I could always use one of these cards for Direct Challenge, and allows Magic the Gathering Arena players to draft some of the most fun sets to draft and have a unique experience. Now, I think if they were to do this, it would make the most sense to have it be a Phantom event, but what would be the advantages of this? Well, you could first off have a new event that players could play in. You would be able to have the cards already coded into the game for the future when either cards that are similar come out or when those exact cards are part of other sets, and it just overall adds more to do in the game, and that's always a good thing to add. So I think adding, Double Masters as a limited experience would be a very interesting idea, although that seems highly unlikely after Jumpstart was added also as a exclusively limited experience. I mean, you can craft the cards and you can use those cards outside of it, but it itself, you can't open packs for it. So, this would be very similar to that, which I think would be a little too close. Overall, I don't think this is going to happen. Pioneer Masters is going to be the master set for MTG Arena this year, and it'll allow it to get some of the most, used cards in Pioneer into the game. And so that's really what I'm expecting, and to bring up the power level of Historic. So, yeah. Those are overall my thoughts on how Double Masters could be added to MTG Arena. Overall, the idea is it probably won't happen. There are too many hurdles, but it would be interesting to see as maybe a limited experience. So those are my thoughts. If you guys enjoyed, let me know by hitting that like button or leaving your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you want to see more content like this, please hit the subscribe button. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.